Hi, everybody. I'm going to go over a few things. Some of you are still not signing in every day. You need to sign in with Mr. Kasunik's class, and also you need to sign in for reading class. And where you find that is on the stream here on the first page of your classroom. It's the attendance. Click on the attendance and you find your name. If you're new to my class and your name is not there, you need to email me so I can add you there. Stream is where I make announcements for you guys. Make sure that you guys are signing up at Edpuzzle. The videos that you are watching, I'm going to assign them through Edpuzzle, and I'll give you bonus when you watch all of those. Watch this video. A lot of kids are wondering, where they find assignments. I put it on a schedule. I don't put it through Google Classroom. I also put zeros in the grade book. That's just to let you know what you're missing. Don't panic. As soon as you get those assignments in, I'll change your grade. But I'm not going to take things that are over a week long. I spend too much time going through the grade book, emailing kids not doing their work. So you have 1 week to get your work in, and anything that's overdue over a week will get a 0 and it will remain a 0. So sign in every day and get your work done. I'm going to assign Zoom meetings every day around noon, so look for the invites. If you have any questions or if you just want to talk, we can get on there. Remember, every day I'm going to have exit tickets unless you have a quiz or a test, so you know what's due every day. Vocabulary will be listed on the schedule. You need to make sure those get into the digital notebook. If you are new and don't have the digital notebook, please email me and I'll show you. There is a video here somewhere that helps you with the digital notebook. But make sure you go down and read through these. This is where I post announcements. So in classwork is where you'll find your work. I don't know here if you guys have Google Calendar. That's where you can see the Zoom meetings that are scheduled. Whenever there's a new story with vocab, check the copy of my digital notebook to see if it's updated and make sure you have all the pages that I have. There will be a digital notebook check here the first couple weeks of December. Also, don't forget that you have a biography book report due November 25th, and that book report can be located here on the side under Book Talks. We've already done Book Talk number 1. Book Talk number 2 is due the 25th. You just click here, it'll take you to Flipgrid. Please make sure that you guys, if you want to use this, you can. Make sure that when you do your book talk for a biography, you should be telling me facts about the person, starting at the beginning of their life and moving through until either they've died or until they are older. Most people have biographies, have challenges in life that they overcome. That's the kind of things that I want to know. It needs to be at least 2 to 3 minutes long. So just pull out some facts, plan it before you start talking. That way you know what you're going to say. So that's the book talks. Where you find the daily lessons are under the daily lessons. So for November, you can see I put week of 11 too, and you just click on those to see the daily schedule. We are in week 11-16. Need to go to this schedule. You can see I plan out the whole week. Here are the exit tickets. Now, some of these exit tickets for next week, I don't have 5 points, but just know that the exit tickets are worth 5 points unless otherwise stated. Today, we are going to start this story, Arachne. You need to open it in Cami and mark it up and then share it with me. Here are the vocab words for the new story. Distorted, exquisite, immensely, indignantly, obscure, obstinacy, ominous, and sacred. Those words you need to put into your digital notebook and define them, and I'll go over them probably tomorrow or Monday. There is no exit ticket for today. Tomorrow, this is what you have due. Remember, you guys need to read 20 minutes every day, and then you need to post those minutes either on Biblianasium, or if you're reading in Get Epic, that you can read those books online. It records your minutes and I can see them unless you are listening to the audiobooks. If you are listening to audiobooks on Get Epic, you need to take a snapshot of your minutes and send it to me on Fridays so I can get it in the grade book. So you can see that tomorrow you have an Apollo's tree on quizzes. This includes both the stories, Arachne and Apollo's tree. So make sure you read both those stories before you take this quizzes. And here is the story, Arachne, if you need to hold that up. So you just click on that. And Apollo's tree is down here. So you just click on this. We're going to open this in Cami. Make sure you click open with, or probably download it first, and that puts it in your Google Drive. That way when you write on it, it's not going to show up on my original. So open it with Cami, annotate with Cami. And so as you read this, we need to do active reading, and we've talked a lot about active reading. The A stands for ask questions. The C stands for make connections. The T stands for track down. The I stands for inference. The V stands for visualize. And if you do all that, you'll have Eureka, which means you should be a better reader. So choose the vocabulary word that best completes each sentence. So I want you to fill these out. You can probably type. So you put a text box here. And you can type whichever word goes there. Okay? You don't need to do the vocabulary in writing. To express ideas clearly and correctly, you need to choose your words carefully. Sometimes this means that you need to replace a vague or general word with a more specific synonym. Synonyms are words with similar meanings. For example, a synonym for exquisite is gorgeous. To find a synonym for a word, look in a reference aid or information resource, such as a dictionary in which synonyms are listed after the definition or definitions of a word. So exquisite means of extraordinary beauty or charm. You can also look in a reference book of synonyms such as a thesaurus or a synonym finder. Many word processing programs feature an electronic thesaurus tool. Exquisite, adjectives, beautiful, gorgeous, flawless, superb. So for practice, I want you to do this. Use a dictionary or a thesaurus to find a synonym for each word. You can either go to dictionary.com. There are thesaurus programs online. I'm not sure what they're called, but just Google them. So the story is called Arachne. Now, when I think of that, I know Arachne deals with spiders. So I know that we're still in the genre of myths. So I'm wondering what this story is going to be about. It's retold by Olivia E. Coolidge. This tells me that she did not write this story. This is probably like a myth or a fable. Tall tales get retold. People hear them and then they write them. So that's what that means. Arachne was a maiden who became famous throughout Greece. Okay, so a maiden, I know that that's a girl, so I'm going to mark this up. I'm going to highlight this. Maybe. How do we highlight? Well, I'm going to add a text box then, because I like to write, so I'm going to put, because I was thinking Arachne was a boy, but the character here is a girl. And here's the setting. She lives, so this is the setting. Takes place in Greece. Though she was neither well-born nor beautiful and came from no great city, she lived in an obscure little village. So what does obscure mean? Far from cities or other areas of human population. So she lived like way, way, way out in the country. and her father was a humble dyer of wool. In this he was very skilful, producing many varied shades, while above all he was famous for the clear bright scarlet, which is made from shellfish and which was the most glorious of all the colors. So I know that scarlet is red, the red color. Even more skillful than her father was Arachne. Oh, so this is where the story, where this is where spiders come from. So she's really good at making shades. What's it say? Shades, huh? It was her task to spin the fleecy wool into a fine, soft thread and to weave it into cloth on the high standing loom with the cottage. So I know that a loom is where they make they spin wool and make it into like yarn. So this is like a machine. Arachne was small and pale from much working. Her eyes were light and her hair was a dusty brown, yet she was quick and graceful, and her fingers, roughened as they were, went so fast that it was hard to follow their flicking movements. So she is, this is direct characterization. The author is telling us what she's like. And so she's speedy and quick. So soft and even was her thread, so fine her cloth, so gorgeous her embroidery, that soon her products were well known over all of Greece. No one had ever seen the like of them before. So embroidery is the decoration of fabric with needlework. Okay, that came from the other story. At last Arachne's fame became so great that people used to come from far and wide to watch her working. Even the graceful nymphs. Now, I remember this word from our previous stories. These are like little, little people would steal it from stream or forest and peep shyly through the dark doorway, watching in wonder the white arms of Arachne as she stood at the loom and threw the shuttle from hand to hand between the hanging threads, or drew out the long wool, fine as hair, from the I can't see that word. I have a line on my computer screen. Distaff, as she sat spinning. Surely Athena herself must have taught her. People would murmur to one another, who else could know the secret of such marvelous skill? So I remember that Athena is one of the Greek goddesses. Okay, so I want you guys to continue reading the rest of the story, looking over here, answering the questions. Just put a text box and answer the questions. And then when you're done, you need to share it with me and put the vocabulary words into your digital notebook.